What's up, guys? Jeff Cavalier, ATHLEAN-X.com. A little bit of a lost voice here, fresh off of our ATHLEAN-X live conference. There again, once again, had Casey Mitchell, the one-legged monster, in town. You know, we always like to get together though, off the scene, and of course, bring another video back because the last time we got together, a lot of guys found some useful information.
Yeah, we did the three, how to help 3 big lifts: bench, squat, and deadlift, and we did
the
that.
accessories.
The people, the accessories on it, and they really seem to enjoy that.
So what I want to do this time is now I want to kind of go more on the tip side. Like, obviously your bench has been successful for you, but what is it that helps you the most? So I want to dig down into the biggest tips when it comes to your bench that you've had, and I want to share that with them, right? So we'll break them down one by one.
Okay.
All right, guys, so we're going to kick it off with our first tip, and the first key for you is what?
Leg drive.
Leg drive. So leg drive is definitely one of those things that I think is misunderstood. People don't realize the importance of their legs when it comes to the bench press.
Yeah, I mean, the legs are very, very powerful, and they create a lot of energy. It's kind of like the very first point of like where everything's kind of, the energy's going to generate to get this whole bar moving, So leg drive is very important. You could literally be missing out on 20, 30, 40 pound jumps in weight of your max bench press by just adding in
So show them, because there's a lot of key points when it comes to the leg drive, especially even in direction, right? People screw that up all the time.
So pretty much I always kind of get myself up on the bench a little bit, like scoot it out a little bit, and then I sit back on the bar. And me, I like to kind of get right under the bar at first to just make sure that the bar's lined up. It's right down the center of where I'm going to be. It's not going to be off a little bit. Kind of get my hands placed where I feel comfortable. Okay, everybody's gonna be a little different depending on your arm length. So I kind of like to be like about right here, just a little shoulder width apart. And then once I get to here, I pull myself under and I dig my legs underneath the bench.
Right, and the key here is you're not pushing straight down. You're pushing.
Right, I'm pushing. My whole goal is to push this way.
That way.
And
that's gonna tie into our bar path.
Our bar path, absolutely. So once you're kind of set in here, legs are really, really tight, you guys. You should really feel a lot of tension in your legs.
Through the quads.
Through your quads. You should also be squeezing your glutes. A lot of people, they get so hung up on the legs and the quads, and they're not squeezing their glutes. The glutes are gonna allow you to stay down on the bench. So when you go to do your leg drive, you're not popping up. So legs dug in deep, squeezing real hard. 1, 2, 3. Bars out, comes down. And then when you get to this point, this is when this motion, if you can see my legs right now, they're starting to, the bar wants to go this way. So we'll do one quick one more.
Cool.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. One more time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And then the legs are really pushing a lot of that weight back towards the bar. A lot of people, they get into the habit of which we will talk about bar path going up this way, but if we get that leg drive in, it's really gonna help that bar path get a lot better as well.
Which is the next main tip,
right?
That bar path, because of how key that is to actually executing a lift. And we're actually gonna talk about why, even from a physics standpoint, you're creating less work for your body by being able to actually utilize a better bar path. All right, so let's talk about that next. All right, so the second thing now is, top tip is bar path, right? It seems simple, but people literally get this wrong all the time.
It's one of the bigger things that a lot of people get wrong. Even as elite powerlifters, we miss groove and our bar path's wrong. Bar comes this way, you're more likely gonna miss a good lift,
Well, yeah, like you said, a mountain, if you're trying to climb a mountain like that was straight up, or a mountain that has some angle to it, it's gonna be easier to go up that mountain. And when it comes to strength, guys, I talk about all the time, strength is about efficiency. It's not about being inefficient. You're going to be more efficient to be able to go in this angled path because the resistance vector is different than it is to have to go straight up against gravity fully. So you're making your job easier, and you're able to be more explosive and powerful by having the right bar path, which is going to be at the angle. But I want Casey to show you what it is and why he thinks the way he does when he does it.
Right. And what I'll do is I'll show you a bad bar path, and then I'll show you the actual bar path.
Right, okay.
And more than likely, you're going to be able to see the difference in the speed.
Yeah.
Just because of how much easier it is for me to generate that power from the leg drive that we talked about.
Yeah.
And then to get that good bar path going at basically towards your spotter is where you want to go. So.
Should I go bad first?
Yeah, I'll go bad. I'll show you guys the bad one first. Ready, 1, 2, 3. So this is what most people do is they come down and they're kind of like, even here, mostly they're like low on their chest.
Right,
and then,
bottom nipple line.
right, and then when they go to press,
right.
You know, that's like the basic mistake right there.
Also worse on your shoulders.
And it's worse on your shoulders, even your chest, because you're extending your chest in basically the opposite way that it's supposed to be going down here.
And more importantly, actually, too, we're completely nullifying what we talked about when it comes to leg drive.
Absolutely.
The leg drive, if you remember, guys, is coming in this direction. Right. You're pushing in this direction to support that push. If you're going straight up, you're fighting your purpose of your intent of leg drive.
Absolutely. So now I'll show you the right way. So you can see here, it's a little bit higher on my chest. And it goes back. So I'll generate one fast for you. And it's a lot simpler to move a lot of weight.
So another place people screw it up though is like their setup. Even a lot of newbies will get in here and they don't know how to set up. They set up really close underneath here to lift it because they need that help. And they're afraid to ask for a spotter because they're sitting there at, let's say, 205 on their bench and they don't want to ask for a spot because they sort of, you know, feel self-conscious about it. But if you set up underneath the bar so you can get the leverage to lift it off, you're never going to be able to follow that bar.
Yeah, you're not at all. So with that, you know, it's have some damn confidence in yourself and go ask somebody to, you know, for a little help. I mean, you know, you got to think the most elite powerlifters at competitions have somebody get the bar off to them so they can get that leg drive that generates that great bar pass so they aren't under here. Not only that, if you get under and you try to lift that off yourself, the amount of damage you could do to your shoulder.
You're in such a vulnerable position.
Very vulnerable. Like and so it's realistically not worth it. So if you guys really wanted to get stronger and you're trying to go for some heavy sets, really want to get that leg drive, really want to get that good bar path, grab somebody, you know? And it don't matter what weight it is that you're going to lift. You know, to you, it's 135 pounds and you want to go ask a guy that probably looks like he does 400, that's okay. You know, at one point he was doing 135 too.
Exactly.
And the goal at the end of the day is to get stronger and to be efficient and not get injured. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes.
So guys, if you're looking for programs where we put the science back in strength, they're all over at ATHLEAN-X.com. Our Total Beast program actually has Casey in it, right? Because you're a beast.
I'm in it.
And you're in it and you're showing some of the same very principles here. It's available at ATHLEAN-X.com. In the meantime, if you haven't already done so, guys, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video when we put one out. And also make sure you leave a comment below so you can let me know what else you want to see here, more stuff you want me and Casey to cover, and we'll do that for you guys. All right, see you soon.